if you're a fan of college football, and well, many people are, but there's a problem going on in college football which maybe you haven't heard about, or maybe you have and you really don't care. But I want you to see something that's going on. This is a chart of the top 25 football players on how much they are being paid each year by their college. Now take a look at that. That goes all the way from $6 million down to around $2 million per year. Now for the average 25, you look at it, they're each making an average of $2.9 million a year. These are college kids. And why are we paying these college kids? Because the courts have determined something called NIL, name, image, and likeness. They're saying, look to the colleges, hey, you're making a lot of money. You're having the games on TV, games on networks. You go to these national championships. Schools are making just boatloads of money off of this. And it's time, they said, you got to pay your players. Well, the players getting the big money are the stars. And as you can see, they're not necessarily all quarterbacks. There could be stars from whatever position they're playing. Now, is everybody in NIL, everybody in college, getting paid? Not necessarily. And now some of the coaches are getting very, very concerned about this. The coaches are saying, hey, look, we can't recruit anymore. It's not possible. You got to go in there with boatloads of money. You got to back a Brinks truck up to a house when you're recruiting a kid. Here's how much money we're going to give you. They're not worried about their pro seasons, being a professional athlete. They're making all the money while they're in college. They don't care. And the schools with the big money and the big donors and the big alumni, they're passing out the big bucks. So the coaches can't rely on the school and the charm and the favor and the where the school's located and everything else the school has. Now it comes down to how much money can you pay a kid? That's where we are, folks. I mean, now they're saying you got to have contracts for kids. It's really gotten so bad that even Indiana University now is charging a seat licensing fee if you want to buy a football ticket. That's right, you're paying a PSL. And that PSL is going to pay the players. Now, I would not be surprised, and this is just me personally, that if unions don't crop up in football teams, because they're going to start wanting a certain amount of money and a certain amount of pay and whatever, even though they're not big stars. Because, see, if they're not making the big giant money like the quarterback is, or the tight end is, or the big wide receiver is, they're going to say, hey, we're doing a lot of work here. There's no I in team. We want to go in a union. And don't be surprised if some particular judge out there in some particular court says, yeah, that's fine. You can have a union because we're paying the players already. You deserve your portion. Folks, it ain't college football anymore. Now it's, well, pro football in college. That's what it is. That's where we are. Just want to let you know that's what's going on. So if you're kind of concerned about having to pay a special PSL, like you're going to have to pay at Indiana this year, it's because you got to pay the top players. And now it's not the charm of the campus or the lovely young co-eds on campus that exist. It's how much money the college is willing to put up, and the alumni benefactors are willing to pay stars to come in. And the bigger schools with the bigger money and the bigger donor base are going to have the best players. That's where things are going, folks. You don't have to like it, but it is what it is.